So, known Antifa accounts on Twitter are voicing their concerns about the implications of the Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty verdict and what it will do to their style of, well, terrorism. They know now that they're not just going to be able to attack people with impunity anymore and expect the law to look the other way. It's not just about Rittenhouse, it's about the fact that it started with Reinhold getting, shot by cops while they were trying to arrest him. Then the guy who just stabbed someone in the heart in LA getting identified and arrested. And then finally the guy that shot Tiny also getting arrested after a long-standing Antifa campaign of just simply lying and claiming that Antifa, like that Tiny shot himself in the ankle. That was debunked largely due to detective work by Mary Todd. But in any case, they tried to set up their riots that were supposed to be in response to the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, and it just didn't really go anywhere. They had a direct action in Portland, but that's like low-hanging fruit. It was just a typical weekend in Portland when they were doing what they were doing. In LA, however, their efforts fizzled. WYSIWYG TV was out there, and they couldn't even get like 30 people, so they just called off their attack, quote-unquote. But LA Antifa in particular has really been getting their asses kicked lately, so it doesn't really surprise me. But again, they know the landscape has changed now. People can protect themselves. Can't stress enough about how much the Rittenhouse acquittal has altered the protest landscape. What little safety we thought we might have had doesn't actually exist, and it's just open season on us for all of the Kyle Rittenhouses among the Chuds. Don't become another name. To which Chudwatch replies, "We talk about this all the time within our close circles. We advocate going out and taking a stand, but to also know that the day that boy walked, the game changed. Risk assessment and identifying risk are great skills to have and to teach right now. Every leftist and anti-fascist who doesn't have guns should consider getting one, some, as fast as possible. Also, a concealed carry license can't hurt. It's a pretty easy process. Takes a few months in total, couple steps with a weeks of waiting between, and costs about $70 IIRC. So now they want to try to advise that everybody get armed. I want to learn how to use one first before I buy, because I feel like I would be a liability. It would just be used on me if I carried without knowing what I was doing. DMs are open if anyone knows an anti-fascist group to learn with in Southwest Washington." Some of them are taking this a different way. I've seen this account specifically trying to tell everybody that it's time for armed leftists to get together, but anyway, he says, "I would much rather be squaring off with Proud Boys and using the recent precedent of armed self-defense against them, but all the anarchists scarpered." I guess that means ran away, scattered, something to that effect. And it's basically true. We were already seeing numbers going down when it came to Antifa participation, and when they tried to organize riots for the Rittenhouse verdict, it just fizzled, as I mentioned earlier. But it's more than that, and they'll probably blame it on the Rittenhouse verdict, but their numbers are going down because they're actually starting to be prosecuted when they hurt people. And their entire activist strategy is entirely dependent on this ability to show up and hurt people and then not get arrested, or if they do get arrested, to be just put right back out on the street. And that's essentially going to come to an end one way or the other. The American people are sick of this shit, and I might add both on the right and the left. So if these guys want to think that they're going to go out armed and confront the Proud Boys, I don't think this is going to go as well for them as they actually believe. And I mean, considering that Antifa in LA and in Portland can't even win paintball gunfights with the Proud Boys, I don't see them doing so well with firearms either. But regardless, it'll be interesting to see how this develops over the next few months. There is winter coming, so that will change a lot as far as how things go down in some of the states, but in places like California, the weather's good for rioting all year round. But when they tried to get a riot started in LA, WYSIWYG TV was down there, and it just went nowhere. So I'll keep on top of this and let you guys know what develops. Thanks for listening.